also want to understand like how possible it is to shift the orders between the region. For an example, let's say Levi's, you touched upon it. For example, Levi's may have a certain demand in the US market. At the same time, they have a certain demand in the UK market. So in that context, as a brand point of view, would they consider, okay, we have a certain demand for US, we have a certain demand for UK. Okay, for US products, Vietnam is the lowest as at now, so we'll move all the orders that is going to UK from Vietnam and park it in Sri Lanka, and we load it up everything which is going to the US in Vietnam, because price wise that makes sense, because you get a better rate when you're sending from Vietnam to US, but you get a better rate probably when you're sending from Sri Lanka to UK. Is it a feasibility, or am I
So
becoming too
no, I
optimistic?
think so. I think that is already in play, right? So
Okay.
we talked about why companies have operations in other countries. It's exactly for this reason. So use your example. Yeah, Levi's will look at the particular product and say, well, this product is best made in this location because it's going into this market, it's going into this customer, and the best rules of origin are there. So in a sense, that drives where product is placed. And you're right. If when we get to this end, and there will be some losers, whichever way you look at it, cut it, there are going to be some losers in this. You would then look to that to kind of say, okay, well, hang on, and this is where that relationship with the customer comes into play, to say, fine, okay, let's see what we can do. We still have access to the EU, we still have access to the UK, so Mr. Brand, can you kind of see what you can reshuffle around in your mix? The problem there is that, as I said, there are very few countries that Sri Lanka can compete on the same terms as many of these other countries. That's the challenge. As I said, both into the EU and into the UK, you have a restriction on where you're using the fabric from. So if the fabric is being used and it doesn't qualify, then that argument's dead in the water. So this is the challenge. But yes, you're right. In principle, that will continue, and that drives product even today. Where is the end product going to be? I think certain products are much more easier split in that sense. Maybe things like jeans, where the product is less complicated, less standard, is more standardized. It becomes easier. In others, it might be slightly different. If you take lingerie, the US customer has a different handwriting to what the UK customer has, or the EU customer has. Sometimes the product doesn't automatically switch. But yeah, these are all things that we will have to explore to see how we claw back some of the